scrimmage number 2 weeks from today. We're on the field, game day. So days are counting down, and another really productive scrimmage. Different situations from what we probably got into just naturally, not even scripted or being intentional. Just a little bit more red zone inside the 10 work that happened at the end. Really, again, good give and take. I think the defense continues to. They did a good job against the run early. Offense hit a couple explosives. Just trying to give you an overall summary. I think, a couple takeaways by the defense, but did a great job of having to make it happen. Tip ball, diving player, great play. Love that from the defensive side, that when those plays were to be made, they made them. I think offensively, on the, just flip it, some, pass catches by the receivers, which were extremely competitive with great defense, and coming down with those balls was good to see. And the positioning by the defense was also good to see. So very physical. I thought it was a very physical scrimmage, probably, not even probably, it is definitely the most physical scrimmage we've had since we've been here, out of the 4 or 5 counting the spring game. And so got through relatively healthy. Some things this week with a couple guys that will hold them probably out for a few practices, but by the end of the week, we should, for the most part, be having the guys that we need to be out there practicing, getting ready for, week 1 against Western Kentucky. So getting some of the guys back that maybe were dinged up over the last week or two, slowly but surely. Kept a couple guys out, just if they had to play, they could have. Guy like Jam Miller, I know you guys are well aware, just dinged up a week ago, and so just could have gone today if he needed to. Just not getting too crazy and being smart. So we're getting healthier, I think, even though we got a few guys dinged up today. Questions?
Do you have an update on Jaden Roberts? And then also, just what did you see from the offensive line today?
Jaden will be able to play week 1, so he'll be able to play week 1. It won't be anything where he'll be out for a game or anything.
And then the update on that, just how the offensive line looked today.
Just with I think, again, I thought it was probably the best give and take as far as pressure, but also just really being able to, kind of dig in and give a pocket for the quarterbacks. When we needed some time, they did it. But there was also some times, much like last week, where the defense, got to the quarterback and finished drives off. And a lot of times those are in your third down situations, third down, back to the wall, got home. And so I thought, with running backs, Jam in particular, not really doing anything out there. Rotation with some of those guys. I thought we were solid. I do think our defensive line is doing a really good job against the run.
Over on the right with Charlie.
Yeah, hey Coach, just what did you see from the corners today, and how's that group as a whole kind of come together over the course of the preseason?
Yeah, I thought they were really on top of receivers all day long. They understand their responsibilities in the right position. I'm sure there's a couple clips we can find. I mean, that's always going to be the case where, they could have been better, but really nothing as far as like busted assignments. I think they continue to get better each and every day. They're practicing out there and they really want to do it. There's a high level of want to, and they know a lot of eyes are on them. And so I'm really proud of the way they continue to bring it each and every day. Some physicality out there. I thought they had times when they needed to tackle and they got guys to the ground. Again, laid some hits on some guys running routes, both receivers, tight ends. So a lot of good things from that group. They continue to grow. They continue to improve each and every day and each and every week.
Yeah, that right tackle battle. What do you see out of those guys today?
Yeah, it certainly is. Just going to be a position, I think, that until we really get to some game time reps, I don't know if we'll have it completely ironed out just based on how it's gone so far. And so, both guys have their strengths and things they do really well. And those come out and, it's not like I feel like either of them are a liability. I think it's just a matter of figuring out which one is going to be our guy. And they both have done a lot to earn a lot of reps, so maybe we'll take that back a week from now if something else continues to evolve where one guy really steps up, but that seems to be the direction it's headed right now.
Stay on the left with Steven.
Coach, who's starting to catch your eye in the kickoff return, punt return aspect out there?
Yeah, I think there's a couple different ways you look at it, right? You go with the veterans, being around Jeremy Bernard, as a returner, he's done them both. You're comfortable with him catching the ball. You're comfortable with him making good decisions, especially when the ball's on a punt and the punt coverage team is flying down the field. He's going to make those good decisions, but I really think we're also trying to bring some young guys, and young guys might be guys that are able to help us this year and maybe be the guys out there even week one. But really is what we want to do is always to be developing players, for the end of the season. Those moments, hopefully that you have a few games where, you don't want to send your number one guy out there and you have enough trust in your number two, got a lead or something like that. And then also a year from now, 2 years from now, you just want to have guys that have caught so many balls back there that it's just, you don't even flinch to think about putting them in the game. So, we got Mbakwe back there as a young guy, one of those guys I guess I would refer to. He's been really consistent. Ryan can do some things. We trust him catching the ball. A K-Law could be back there with the explosives he has, especially I think maybe in a kick return, but also in a punt return. There's a few others too that we continue to work through. Try to keep it a bigger pool than we do really trying to narrow it down. So,
Stay on the right with Chase.
Just staying with special teams, how much work were you able to get in today on special teams, and how'd the kickers and punters look?
Yeah, first of all, Burnip, he's had an amazing camp. This spring, the first couple of days, I'll be flat out honest, the first couple of days of spring ball, I thought, man, he got a lot of potential, can be a little more consistent. You saw it at the end of spring ball, that consistency happened, and then he has been nothing but just phenomenal all camp from day one. So, I was interested to see how he'd come through the summer, and if he was ready to go. He was definitely ready to go, and he just continues to not just kick it, with great hang time and have distance, but, those specialty areas where you're trying to pin people down inside the 10. He's been really, really consistent that way too. Long snapper, got a veteran there with Nealand. Feel really good about him. And then it's been really good for our kickers to get in the stadium since in the last week for sure, but in the last week and a half, they've come over and taken a lot more reps. Just the kind of visualization and understanding, depth perception. I know you should, for all of us, right, you should be able to line up, and if it's a 25 or 35-yard field goal, it's just go out there and kick it. But I think there's a lot of visual things and understanding the inside of the stadium. They continue to do that. On the practice field, it's been super consistent. So it's just a matter of translating that over here. And I thought this week was a step up, not just today, but in the other days when they've been coming over here and doing their thing as well, whether it's with the team or on their own.
Last one up front with Jack.
I'm just curious, kind of going back to the corner room, what have you kind of seen from Zabian Brown kind of being, emerging as pushing some of those veterans like Deshaun Jones and Jackson, some of those other guys? Yeah,
I think Zabian's been someone we've talked about a lot, going back even to the spring, his consistency. He's obviously still young and learning every single day, working through his injury early on. But I guess I'm super proud of how he's done that. I think there might be some guys that would have, taken themselves from, maybe not from practice, but from certain drills or certain reps. He has certainly shown a toughness about him by going out there and competing and really not missing anything, as far as what we have, approved him to do, from a doctor standpoint. So, he got a great head on his shoulders. He's played high-level high school ball, and I think that's helped him translate to being able to emerge and come through, here. Deshaun, has more snaps under his belt, and a lot of those things show up at times too for him, and it's a huge positive. And so that group, I think, again, there's depth that's continuing to be created. Numbers wise, it's one of our smaller groups. We don't have as many as we normally would have on a regular year, but each of them understand that that's on them, and they're bringing it every single day. And Coach Lindquist, I think, has done a tremendous job, trying to balance that confidence that they need to have with just continuing to stay on top of them, push them, hold them accountable to a higher standard, higher level every single day.